Hey everyone, welcome back again to our Subcooler video series. In today's video, we're going to talk about how your AC system performs in 95 degrees and hotter temperatures. So we have all heard at one point or another how heat pumps will lose heating capacity in cold weather. Good news though, that in the past few years, manufacturers have been able to increase performance in heat pumps in colder climates. Now let's look at the other side of the coin, shall we? Let's talk about air conditioning. When have you heard people say AC units lose capacity in hot weather? We all know it, right? We've experienced it in the summer. But how come it's never talked about? Well, first of all, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a scientist based on science. But what I do know is AC manufacturers have not and cannot truly get your system to not lose capacity as the temperature gets warmer outdoors. Outdoor units run and run and run and struggle to even hold a steady temperature in homes, let alone drop the temperature until nightfall. So in the end, we all know what we end up with. An uncomfortable home and a high monthly utility bill. So I guess we're just supposed to accept being uncomfortable in our home for all the summer months. Expect to pay a monthly utility bill in the summer that feels like a luxury car payment. Well, my answer to this is not just no, but hell no. I'm not going to accept this, and neither should you. So you're wondering, what is the answer then, Tom? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's simple. ATD's subcooler unit. No, you don't have to go out and spend tens of thousands of dollars on some high-SEER fancy unit. This is all where our subcooler comes into play. Let me explain. First of all, let me explain why your system loses cooling capacity in hot weather. Starting at around 85 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, your system already starts to lose cooling capacity. We go back again to the temperature of the liquid refrigerant. As the outside temperature starts to rise on a hot summer day, AE example, 90, 95, 100, 105, 110 degrees Fahrenheit, the liquid temperature is also on the rise with it. Like we stated in previous videos, the liquid refrigerant leaving the condensing unit via the liquid line, the small pipe, is on average 10 plus degrees warmer than whatever the outdoor ambient temperature is. Of course, it can be as much as 30 to even 40 degrees warmer, depending on the age and condition of your current unit. So, as an example, if we use 100 degrees outside ambient temperature plus the 10 degree temperature rise coming out of your condenser coil, we're now running at 110 degree liquid temperature. So because the liquid refrigerant still has so much heat left in it, when it hits your evaporator coil, it's unable to absorb as much heat from your home. This is where the loss of BTU absorption comes into play. Plus the fact now the evaporator is warmer due to liquid refrigerant entering it. This causes an increase in suction and discharge pressures, resulting in higher amperage draw from the compressor, since now it has to pump against these higher pressures. All these factors combined equals reduction in cooling capacity and an increase in energy consumption. So why haven't manufacturers solved this problem? You're wondering. Well, because they really can't. They have no way to ever get the liquid temperature colder than whatever the ambient outdoor temperature is. It's impossible. Take an example, a high SEER rated unit. It has a much larger condenser coil than a baseline SEER unit. So it's able to cool the liquid better by having more coil surface area, but at the end of the day, the liquid exiting the high SEER unit will still be a few degrees higher than the outdoor temperature. So, as an example, if it's 100 degrees out with your high SEER unit, you might now be exiting at 102 degree liquid temperature from your condenser coil to your evaporator coil. Yes, this is definitely an improvement over the 110 degree mark, but we are really talking about what here? 7.2% decrease in liquid temperature for the extra tens of thousands of dollars you're going to spend. Well, for some that might sound good, but in the world of ATD, those are just kids' numbers. Depending on what model subcooler you buy from us, our liquid temperature drops are from anywhere from 30 degrees all the way up to 80 degrees before entering your evaporator coil. With this kind of performance, you will not only gain back the full BTU capacity of your current system, but you will also gain anywhere from 20 all the way up to 40% more BTU absorption over your current system's capacity. Let's do an example here. Our 3-ton test unit, it has a 31,000 BTU compressor. With our stage 3 Dominator subcooler, on a 90 degree day, we had 104 degree liquid exiting the outdoor condensing unit and entering the inlet of the stage 3 subcooler. It was now exiting the stage 3 subcooler at a temperature of 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, that's correct. You heard that correctly. 41 degrees. Liquid entering your evaporator coil now. That's an incredible 61 degree liquid temperature drop. With this kind of drop in liquid temperature, our real-time BTU absorption went from 31,000 all the way up to 50,173,000 BTUs absorption at the evaporator coil. That's equivalent to a 4.18 ton unit. Wait, it even gets better. Because of the reduction now on the load of the compressor, our amps went from 12 amps to 9.8 amps. So between the increase in BTU absorption and reduction in energy consumption, this is what sets your SEER ratio of your unit. So now, because of these two factors, are you ready for this? Our SEER rating went from the baseline 15 SEER all the way up to a 21.35 SEER. Yeah, you heard that number correctly. And note, our SEER testing is what's called an instantaneous SEER number. In other words, this was the exact number on that 98 degree day at that very moment in time. Manufacturer SEER ratings are the average number taken across the entire cooling season. So of course you have cool days in there with hot days. So technically, if you retested our unit under the same way, that 21 SEER number would be even higher. Thanks again for watching our video. Please click on the subscribe and like buttons. And again, comments always welcome. Please click on the next video to learn more. Thank you.